Hello, thank you for watching this video, and in this new activity we are going to configure OSPFv2 in a single area. And let's see something this background of this activity is. So in this activity the IP addressing is already configured, so that's good. We don't have to configure any interface with IP addresses. So you are responsible for configuring the 3 router topology with basic single area OSPFv2, and v2 means that it is using IPv4 and not IPv6. OSPFv3 uses IPv6, and then verifying connectivity between end devices. So we have to ping each computer to make sure that it is working. So let's see, we're going to configure part 1, configure OSPFv2 routing. And so what we're going to have to do is that we have to configure this way. The process ID for each one of them is going to be process ID 10, and the process ID is the ID of the OSPF process to which the interfaces belongs. Okay, so the process ID is like the local, it's local to the router, and 2 OSPF neighboring routers can have different OSPF process IDs. Okay, so we don't even have to put the same one for each one of them, but on this activity we have to configure all of them. So you can see right here, all 3 with the same process ID. And we also need to do the router ID, and each OSPF could select a random router ID, but in this one we have to configure ourselves. And as you can see right here, router 1 needs to have 1.1.1.1, router 2 2.2.2.2, and router 3 3.3.3.3. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with router 1, and let's configure OSPF. And welcome to OSPF. Config terminal, and now let's do IP router or router OSPF. And if you look at that OSPF, that means that it's OSPF version 2, and here we have to give it a router ID, and the router ID needs to be ID 10, as you can see right here in the configuration. So now let's go ahead and press enter, and let's configure that OSPF. So the first one that I see right here is a IP address. It's this one, 172.16.1.1. so this one right here, we have to put it right here as network, and the network for this one is 172.16.1.0. and now on this one we do not use subnet mask, we do a while mask. Okay, so for this one it has to be 0.0.0.255, and the while mask is actually the reverse of the subnet mask. Okay, so that's good. And now we have to give it an area, and let's leave area just area 0. And now we have to add the other network, which is, as you can see right here, is 16.3.1. so let's put this 3, but the subnet mask is different, and for this one it's not 255, it has to be .3. And let's leave it on the same area 0 is good. So now the next one is 192.168.10.5, and the subnet mask is 252, so the wall mask is going to be 3, the same. So let's go ahead and do that. We have to delete all this, so it's 192.168.10.0. okay, and all of this, all 3 subnet or domains are configured. So what we have to do is now give it a router ID. And to get a router ID, all you have to do is router ID 1.1.1.1, which is the one that they are telling us to do right here. Okay. And what we have to do is, let's leave it like that. Let's exit. And now let's go to router 2. So this is router 2 right here. And what we have to do in router 2 is do basically the same, just configure OSPF. So router OSPF, and the process ID needs to be 10. And now let's add these 3 different domains or subnet. And for that we have to do network 172.16.2.0, and then the wall mask 0.0.0.255. And area, let's leave area 0. Now let's add the next one. And the next one is ensign 3.0. Go ahead and do that. And the wall mask is different for this one, and it should be .3. Here it is, .3. And as you can see, OSPF is already, they are already loading. They are already talking to each other. They are sending hello messages. Okay, so now the next one needs to be, I put .3. Now we have to do the 192. Dot 168 dot 10.0, and the wall mask is the same. That's good. So you can see right here. So let's go ahead and enter, and now let's do a router ID, and the router ID for this one is 2.2.2.2. Okay, that's good. So now what we have to do next is actually go to router 3 and do the same for router 3 at that OSPF. So let's go to router 3, enable config terminal router OSPF, and here is the process ID 10. Now let's add the network. The first one that we need to add is 192.168.1. 192.168.1.0 not subnet mask, but wall mask is 0.0.0. Let's see, .255. The area 0. Let's add the next one, which is the 192.10. Okay. And all we have to do is add a 0 here, and we also need to edit that wall mask, wildcard mask. That's good. And let's do the next one, which is .10. So .10.6. So I did something wrong here. So let's see. This one needs to be .10. So yeah, I did it wrong. So this one needs to be 10.10.10 because the wall mask is only 3. So 10, and the other one that I did, I need to be this one. Let's say no, and let's add the .6 here. And I believe I did that error on the other ones as well, which is a little bit confusing when using subnet mask. This 252. So this is good now. And now let's do the router ID, and we have to edit the other routers too. 3.3.3. 192.3. Okay, so let's see, we said no to that one, and we also said again no to this one, so we have to actually, instead of no, we have to network. So let's go back to router 1 because I did not configure that right. For this one, it needs to be, because this one is going to be, yep, that 9. Let me see something. Let's see if we can ping a PC. Let's ping PC 3.192.168.1.2. It is unreachable because it's not there. So let's go ahead and go right here and do a let's fix this issue. In router 1, 192.5. So we have to say no to this one. No, invalid. Why is it saying invalid? Oops, because I'm not on router OSPF, right? Router OSPF. IDO 10. And now let's go here. We can actually say no. And then let's remove that no. And let's add, we have to add 5. That's the area for that one. This one should be the same as well. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay, let's see if we can find it now. 172.16.3. Let's say no to that one. Instead of no, we have to put this one, edit it, and put 1 here. And that's good. And now you can see they are loading. So that's good. So this one is fixed. This one is fixed. This one is good because we don't need to, because it's going to take the entire, the entire mask. So that's good. So we need to go to router 2 and edit this one and this one. So let's go to router 2. And we are there already. So let's go ahead and 192. This one, let's negate this one. Let's say no to delete it. Let's go back and delete that no and put the number 9 here. And now we have to do the 172 one. And you can see now they're working. So all of them are working now. Besides the last one, which was 172. Let's say no to that one. Okay, now 172. This one is to be 172.3.2. And here we go. Now they are all loading. So now I should be able to ping all the computers. Let's go right here and let's ping it. Let's give it a second for ARP to kick in. And here it is. It is replying. So that PC is able to ping this one. Now let's see if this PC is able to ping this one. So that one is ping 172.16.2.2. And that's the first one is going to time out like always because it's doing that ARP. And here it is. Now it's working. Now let's see if this PC is able to ping everybody. And it should ping 172.16.1.2. And here it is. ARP did not kick in because we already have that map, because since we already ping from PC1 to PC2. So that's good. Now let's see if we can ping PC3 from here. Ping 192.3. 168.1.1.2, and here it is. It is pinging. Now let's see if we can ping from PC3 to PC2 and PC1. Okay, let's go to desktop. Let's ping PC1 first, 172.16.1.2. Here it is. We're able to ping PC1, and let's see if we are able to ping PC2, which is .2.2. And here it is. So we are able to ping every single one of them, and I'm sorry for that error that I made, but I fixed it and I'll show you how to fix it. So this is good.